In the mantras, the Gayatri along with the Mahamrityunjay mantra, these are the two mantras which are very, very spiritual and very powerful. But if you read carefully, you will understand. In the life of Mahari Mahasaya, he practiced Gayatri mantra for 28 years. And after that he went into Kriya. Babaji gave him the Kriya. So what does this mean? If Kriya was the highest, Babaji would say, keep doing that. If Gayatri mantra was the highest, he would say, keep doing that. He said, no, you've got to speed up now. And then he gave him the Kriya. May this example be noted to tell to the Western world who have got crazy on chanting the Gayatri mantra without the proper pronunciation. May they be told the case of Lahiri Mahasaya, where after 28 years of practice of Gayatri, he was given the Kriya Yoga by Babaji. This shows that the Kriya Yoga is definitely more effective and powerful than the Gayatri mantra. But the Kriya Yoga is a very deeply initiated process, whereas the Gayatri in the West is given by anyone to anyone. So it holds no water to evolve the human being at the rapidity at which Kriya Yoga does. Even if correctly said, Gayatri is a mantra. The Kriya Yoga is the movement of your very life essence. It includes the Gayatri, it includes the Mahamrityunjay mantra. The very fact you're doing Kriya, it includes the Gayatri and the Mahamrityunjay mantra. And in the form of breath, sound, and spiritual energy. Why is the Kriya Yoga more powerful and swifter than the Gayatri mantra? The Kriya Yoga is more powerful and swifter than the Gayatri mantra. The Gayatri mantra is very important. It involves a concentration, it involves some prana, and it involves the sound, vibrations of the mantra. But Kriya Yoga, the Shiva Shakti Kriya, is prana itself. And prana itself, and what does it involve? It involves the sexual fluid, the procreative vital fluid. It involves the breath. It involves the life force energy. And it involves the mind itself. When these things intertwine, they make a certain powerful force going up the spine called the Kundalini energy. And therefore, the Kriya Kundalini Yoga is the most powerful way and the lightning path to get to God. It is the most powerful way and the lightning path to merge your individual consciousness with the universal consciousness. Most powerful way to unite Jiva with Shiva. And the finite with the infinite God essence. I hope this is like we drill a bore well, we have to drill a passage in your, because the skull is protecting your brain. So when I drill it through your skull, I hope this is sunk in your mind. I hope I've drilled it sufficiently clear that Kriya Yoga is the creme de la creme of all sadhanas. You see, from the procreative fluid to your breath, to your life force energy, to your mind, that's practically everything. And that is Kundalini. That's why she is known as the mother of all creation. That's another form of the goddess herself. So instead of using the mantra, instead of chanting the mantra, you're using it. You know, instead of chanting the goddess, you're moving with the goddess to get to God. Right? So the breath of the life force of Kriya Yoga fans the embers of Kundalini. And then the lady of the cinders, Cinderella, she rises from the flames and the embers, rushing up the chimney of the spine. to meet her Prince Charming and Sahasra, the 1,000-petal lotus. And then enlightenment is your name. Enlightenment is your name. This is prose poetry. So I usually don't talk English. I break into poetry and prose poetry because then it hits you with the maximum impact. And once it hits you with the maximum impact, then you don't miss the point. And if I were to do nothing else but only Shiva Shakti Kriya, I would reach the goal. Or if I were to do nothing else but do the Kriya, listening to the sound of Omkar and bathe in the vibrations of Omkar, that too would get me to a very high stage, because Kriya begins where all the mantras end. The sum and substance of all the mantras in the universe are contained in the Om. Aye?
Aye.
So, if the very first Kriya is starting with Omkar, it shows that Kriya begins where all the mantras end. All the mantras, whether it be I, B, Li, okay? All these Bij Akshars are summed up in Omkar. So when you start with the Om technique, you're already above the mantras and you start it at a higher level. You're hitting the nail on the head every time. But then too, you see, we have a certain section of our people, our teachers, who are able to, they said, okay Gurunath, we have no argument with you as long as pure spirituality is concerned. But the world is not purely spiritual. They are material minded. So we should be able to give some other auxiliary mantras, like for a headache or spinal pain, because after all a human being. So in order to make them to get to Kriya, mantras which cure or inspire or help to diminish their desires, like you give a mantra for wealth. Once he starts getting that wealth, like Khanna Sahib said, I want this, that, so I said, okay, you'll get it. So now he's got that lottery, and because he was trying to test me, so I said, okay, take it. Because those things are very meaningless. They are very useful. We respect them as far as our organization is there and to put up. But we should have both. But we personally should understand in our heart of hearts that the desire of all desires is God, hiding camouflaged behind every smile, behind every sex act, behind every prayer, behind every devotion, behind every samadhi is the true essence of God.